Hello, 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 hello. I'm here again, jumping on and having a really nice, deep discussion with you today about something that really has filled my world in the last 25 years of doing this work. And what I've come to realize in the hairdressing industry and beyond once I became a therapist was that what I was doing was unique to my industry because there's no other industry. Let's just unpack this today. The title of today is that hairdressers are the leaders of transformation. Now let's unpack that title to begin with. And to begin with, the reason why I believe that this is the case is because over the 25 years that I've been doing transformational work with my clients, what I've come to realize is that there's no other industry that actually sits with people and understands who they are to transform them into who they are becoming. There's no other industry that does this, that transforms people at such an intimate level, on an intimate internal landscape where we actually take what's going on inside for a person and reflect it externally for them through their hair. Now, let's take a look. This is going to be a bit of a deeper conversation today, just to let you know, because I'm just feeling, I'm warming up to the YouTube channel, warming up to showing up here and having conversations with you. And I'm feeling like we really need to take a look at what it is that we do as an industry. Firstly, what we do, as I've just mentioned, is we transform, we translate a person's authenticity and identity into the world so that they can meet their tribes, their communities, the people that they resonate with, and they resonate with each other. So there's a sense of belonging that happens when a person's sitting in their authentic reflection. So there's just that. So there's a real deep psychological importance about that. And just to, take it into context and expand that, when you've had a client that's not been happy with a service or a haircut that you've given them, can you honestly, say, if you've sat down and reflected about why that situation happened with that client, whether it was because you didn't listen, because you didn't actually really drop in with that person and you understood it through your lens, like you actually saw them through your mind's eye, through your lens, and through your perception of who you think they are. This is the biggest ever situation that happens between a hairdresser and a client. What happens is, especially if you've been doing somebody for a really long time, if you've been doing someone's hair for a really long time, what you'll notice is that you'll get accustomed to this person and you'll stop really listening because you've been doing their hair for a year or two or 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 or 20, and you stop really listening and you start creating this codependent relationship, or your client creates a dependent relationship with you. So what that means is they start projecting their authority, their autonomy, their sovereignty in your hands, being the professional reflector, being the professional hairdresser. And they become complacent. They sort of might say things like, I don't care what you do, I just want to change. Or they might have very little, intervention with sharing with you their ideas of what they're thinking, going shorter, not cutting too much off, going lighter, going darker, little aspects like that have come up in their awareness as to why they've booked an appointment to see you. But having become a therapist and actually looking at the psychology behind what we do has brought me into this great awareness of what really goes on a psychological level between our client and ourselves when we're in this resonant dynamic with another person. And this psychological aspect of what it is that we do is a fundamental key element that we need as hair and beauty and transformational professionals to understand. If we're going to evolve our work, if we're going to expand and grow this industry into something that has more substance and meaning, we need to really start taking a look at the psychological aspects behind what it is that we do. And what it is that we do is we transform people's identities. We translate people's authenticity. We translate people's personalities. That's what we do. That's really what we're doing. And in the context of the personality, there are elements as a professional that we need to understand, and one of them being communication and interpersonal skills and relating, and understanding how to really deeply connect and communicate with our clients so that we're asking questions that's expanding the interaction between us and them, so that we can really start getting a sense of who it is that our clients are transforming into. Now, if we take it just a little bit step further and we look at what really happens when a client sits in our chair again and they're in another state, they're in, I'm so bored of the way that I look. As an example, I'm so bored of the way that I look. I just want to change the way that I look. I've been wearing this haircut forever and I'm feeling like I need a change. Typical statement that you will get from a client sitting in your chair. Now, the best way to approach this is to turn the client towards you face to face, or even sit on a couch together before you even put them in the chair, and have a cup of tea and actually really dive into this is the consultation. But I actually really love to see this as the real deepening, the intimate deepening that goes on, the conversation that goes on between you and them. And in that time, you have an opportunity to really unpack what it is that they are trying to convey to you, because you have the expanded capacity to read between the lines. You're watching their non-verbal cues. You're watching their facial expressions. You're actually really paying attention to the whole dialogue that's being expressed to you by them through their body. And there's so many more things that actually are said from a person, like the way that they are dressed, the tone of their voice, the structure of their face and how they're showing up in terms of, is there tension? Are they relaxed? Are they stressed? Like, what is going on for them? And how can you access that within them? Like, where is this coming from? And how can you not relieve it, because it's not your responsibility to relieve it, but to understand it, so that when you come to reflect them, because that's where the biggest aspect of our problems fall, is that we don't really take the time to understand what our clients are trying to convey. And we're not really refining the way that we communicate with our clients to reflect them as authentically as possible. And it's beyond giving them a fashion haircut. It's beyond keeping them in style. It is really, and you'll have your clients that want that. But what I'm really specifically speaking to is, if you're a master craftsman and you really love what it is that you do in terms of love working with people, love translating people, really love seeing a person light up in your chair and actually come to life. This is who I'm talking to here. And what I'm suggesting I've been doing this work for 25 years, and I've seen many a soul and a face come to life when we've aligned their inner landscape with their external landscape, and actually the two worlds meet. The idea of who they think they are and what they know themselves to be, and the fusion of that internal awareness becoming exposed into the world. So they're walking around with their internal authenticity out on their hair. And the hair, the way we reflect hair, is an identity reflector. It says, hey, I'm from this tribe, or I'm from this community, or I'm LGBTQ, or it really signifies the person that they are and which community they belong to. So don't underestimate the power of what we do with hairdressing. And that is the reason why I believe that hairdressers are the future of transformation. We are the future leaders of transformation. And when we break it down, there's no other industry in the world that takes what we do with a person and translates them into their authenticity. There's no other industry that does it. So the importance behind the psychological factors of understanding the psychological factors of what we do when we're working with people in this capacity, in my experience, it actually really elevates your work and takes your work to a whole other level. It takes it into a level of professionalism. It's no longer just you doing hair. It is you actually becoming a transformational professional, a translator of authenticity, of understanding the human experience, the human psyche, and taking that and turning it into art. It really enables the deep master, like the deep master craftsman within you, to come to life. So this is a two-way street. It's a beautiful bonus for your clients. They get to work with you in a way that is unique to them. There's no magazines, there's no pictures, there's no any reference to anything in the social world. What you're working with is you're working with your client, with their face, with who they are, with their lifestyle, with their thoughts, their feelings. And when we go into the Evolve curriculum, we're looking at archetypes, rites of passage, transitional periods in their life as well. And we're really taking the essence of what's going on, the absolute authentic essence of what's going on for that person, and it's so unique to them. Their experience is so unique to them that they can only get a reflection, a haircut that is made for them specifically. And this is why I'm sort of pointing out to becoming the master craftsman of your industry. And this is what it takes. So in my experience of doing this work and being a transformational therapist now for 25 years, this element of actually really working on the deeper level with my clients has seen my work elevate to a level that I never experienced. I've never experienced being on a commercial floor. Commercial floors in general, there is a generalized sort of like mindset about how we produce. Firstly, we are time strained. So, we usually only have an hour to accomplish a transformation unless somebody's actually booked in and they're saying they want to change, they've booked in more time with you. But in most cases, we have an hour scheduled for each client that we're working with. And that hour really limits the deepening that's required to create these unique reflections for our clients. So the way that I work with this, and I've changed it, like there's a lot of hairdressers that are saying, oh, I can't, charge, I can't charge and, too much because I'm going to lose my clients and I'm not going to actually, keep my revenue up. And we get all of these stories that go on. And my experience of this is that I started charging by the hour. So whether I saw one client per hour or I saw one client for 3 hours, my time was always covered. Now, immediately, that takes the pressure off your time constraint immediately. So if you set an hourly rate to your work, you will no longer be constrained to how deep you get with your client because your time is being allocated for. And that's just one little tip here where you can start really seeing that deepening with your clients and actually deepening your work is an opportunity for you to deepen yourself as a master craftsperson and deepen your a capacity to really go there with your clients. Now, of course, needing the Evolve curriculum, which is a curriculum that I've created for the hairdressing industry specifically to enable hairdressers to understand communication, understand the psychology of hairdressing, understand how archetypes work, understand rites of passage, understand transitional periods in clients' life, understand how the four bodies work and how they show up in our sessions. This is a 12-month curriculum, and it opens up the gateways for you deepening your professionalism in this field. So having that behind you, communication, professional communication, where it takes you to the boundary of becoming a counselor. And this is where we need to be. This is where this takes you. And what I found with actually having these qualifications behind me is that it alleviated the guesswork, because you don't need to guess anymore. You don't need to stress your mind about how am I going to, create this haircut for this client, or how am I going to transform this client. The gold, the magic is actually in the conversation you have with them. Your clients, with your capacity to guide them into deepening into their own awareness, will awaken a really beautiful part of themselves where they feel like they're in a safe container and they're held by you so that they can be vulnerable and express what it is that they're feeling. And this is the boundary that we're stepping over now. It's like we've been doing this for years and years, decades. We've been doing this work unqualified. We've been doing this work where we've been counselors to our clients without any qualifications at all in understanding how communication works when we're in a professional capacity. So jumping on here and understanding this theory, understanding the knowledge that's required to upgrade your professional standards in the interpersonal realm is the next step forward in this industry. Because what we do, 95% of what we do is work in the relationship business. Our business is about building relationships. It is not just about doing hair. Hair takes up 5% of what we do, and the relationships that we build with our clients is the majority of what is required of us to maintain and sustain a really strong stream of clients, and to make sure that our quality of work is met through the relationships that we're building with our clients, the trust, the safety, the resonance that we're building, this stream that we're building with them is really important. It is a major factor to what it is that we do. So when we peel everything back and we're really taking a look at the psychological and the unspoken elements of our industry, and the professionalism that's still needing to be accessed in order to raise the bar on how it is that you work with your clients. When you look at it from that lens, what is happening is that you are now stepping into a professional. You're no longer just working as a labor person. You're actually working as a transformational professional. It's a very different concept, because you now have the skills and the tools to expand your interpersonal capacity with your clients and raise the bar on your professionalism. So this is the reason why I sort of came on here today to sort of have this discussion with you about why I believe that hairdressers are the future, the leaders of transformation. And if you feel that that is resonant for you, if you feel like you're just tired of doing hair and you want to do something that's got, that has substance and has meaning and really takes your clients and yourself into the depth of magic and mystery and uncovering the authentic self, and really start doing work that has meaning to every single person that you touch, seeing them light up. Because let's admit it, that's the reason why we do what we do, is because it lights people up. It brings magic and aliveness, because every single person that usually leaves your chair feels amazing when they've left. That's the beauty of coming to the hairdressers. It's an uplift. It's an opportunity to have some me time. And that's how clients see it. So how about having some deep me time? And how about actually taking it further and looking at how we can evolve the industry through the Evolve curriculum? So if you're interested or you're really loving this content that I'm bringing up, please hit like and subscribe to this channel. Share it with other people that you know that might be fascinated by this work, and check out the website at houseofmetamorphosis.au. Go to the Evolve page. I also run mentoring. If you're a salon owner and you have a salon that's going through integration from being a commercial business to wanting to become a holistic business, I specialize in this area of building your blueprint, your holistic blueprint with you and your team and your salon ethos, to build it into something that's holistic and really can meet the future of what it is that we're doing now, which is stepping into the world of well-being. So if that all excites you or triggers curiosity in you, please jump on and book a call with me, and let's have a little chat about how we can evolve your career and take you to the next step. Once again, I am so honored to be here and play on this medium here on YouTube and share some of the wisdom that I've accrued over my years of doing this work. I'm sending you all so much love, and I look forward to having another little chat and another little topic next week. I'll see you all then. Bye.